Well, hello there, besties.
Happy 8th episode! Baby, I know you're wondering, what are you doing here on Monday? I am here to know how your weekend was. This is a special exclusives. Is it exclusive? Whatever it is. It's a deluxe. That's all I have. I I hope you had a wonderful weekend. Okay, I genuinely hope you had a wonderful weekend. My weekend was so great. It was just tremendous, as Donald Trump likes to put it. I had a very interesting weekend. I literally want to just say that and get into that because it was the wildest thing ever. But also, if you're from like a different country, I'm sorry, this may be a little entitled, so don't get mad at me. Especially if you live in Ethiopia. I don't know if anybody listens to me that lives in Ethiopia, but anyways, I'm so sorry for that. There is some kind of mucus going on. A lot has been going on, okay? Like I said, last week I was so depressed. We found the issue. We found the roots of the issue. Finally, I just want to start by saying I hope you had a great weekend. I hope you have a great week. Honestly, okay, let me just get into my weekend, okay? So, Friday was just a lovely day. Actually, it's been a little dark. Like last week, it's been a little dark because I've been a little depresso, a little under the weather, and I didn't understand it. I just kept feeling so much pain deep down, and there is something I need to be honest with myself. It is, I feel like this is essentially for me kind of to look back at this because I kind of found some kind of enlightening in the situation that I was in this weekend. So let's get into it. So Friday was a lovely day. Saturday, it started raining. I was like, oh, it's been so long since like it rained, and I usually don't like rain and gloomy weather, but then I was just like, I love this for more. Okay. So it started raining, and around like 12 or 1 the light completely goes out. Okay, I'm just like, what's going on? It's probably because of the rain. Okay, my head, I'm like, it's definitely because of the rain. My phone is like on 15%, and my laptop was charged up to like 35%. So I'm so confused. And this is where the whole issue begins, okay? Bear with me. I'm sorry for this throat thing that I'm doing. So on Saturday, after the light went out, first thing is you call your land, what is it? The direct, mine is direct energy. So I was just like, I need to get in touch with them. So I was late on my phone bill because I will get into all that. But I was late on my phone bill and I called my phone first. So I was like, let's see if these people can work with me and at least extend it for like an hour or even 15 minutes for me to call my light company, see what's going on, and then, go from there. So I'm constantly reaching out to, I have Spectrum Mobile. I just want to say, keep this in mind while you're listening to this whole thing. Also, I know it's partially my issue for not paying it on time, but listen to this, okay? So when I first signed up, I signed up like maybe 2 months ago, okay? I signed up 2 months ago, and on the ad, it literally says $14 a month. That is why I left T-Mobile and decided to join Spectrum. Also, keep in mind, I have internet with Spectrum, which I get through my apartment. And I just want to say, the funniest thing is when I watch TV with the Spectrum internet, they have a Spectrum ad that comes up, right? And the most embarrassing thing is their ad freezes as they're talking about high-speed internet. It is so embarrassing. Every time it comes up, I'm just like, do you not know how to fix this? Like, how do you resolve this? You know what I'm saying? Anywho, back to my issue. So I keep contacting people and they're like, I'm so sorry, unfortunately, unless you pay the 150, we won't be able to activate your phone. I was like, okay. I just want to say I've been so short on money recently that I was like, I can pay $75, which is half of it. And first of all, how did it get to 75? Like, I can't. I have been trying to tame myself because I literally went off on the supervisor because I'm telling her, could you please explain to me how it even got to $75 for a month for a phone, which is air. I'm paying for air. Okay, I'll calm down. I will calm down. It was frustrating at the time. I know how to keep my composure, but this specific issue really, it was bothering me. So, it was $153 for 2 months. Do you even hear that? $153. You might have Verizon, you might have AT&T. I don't know how much you pay. I've never paid more than $40, okay? With T-Mobile is when I started paying like $65, and I was like, this is ridiculous. We were gonna go to 14, which is Spectrum. I was like, deuces, T-Mobile, I don't need y'all. Okay, and the funny thing is, I wish I had stuck with T-Mobile because T-Mobile actually really assists their customers. Like, if you want to make partial payment, they will allow you to make partial payment and extend your phone for a couple days. With Spectrum, unfortunately, they don't even take partial payment. So they're like, we're gonna need the full amount. And so I keep calling them. My phone is on 15%. I'm charging it on the laptop so it can get to some 20%. I don't know how this light thing is gonna be out. And I have individual light. I don't have it through my apartment, if you're wondering that. So my landlord or the office people cannot do anything about it. So after 40 minutes, mind you, my phone is already like on low and there are so many people I need to be contacting. I sound like I'm a business manager, like I need to be contacting too many people. So 40 minutes I had to wait for a supervisor because the lady, these agents, I swear to God, sometimes they feel so, they're like, you want to supervise? I feel like sometimes they just mute you and then they just sit there. Like, I don't even think they transfer you. And anyways, 40 minutes later, this lady is telling me, the agent, she hasn't even transferred me yet. She's like, ma'am, the supervisor is going to tell you the same thing and that you need to pay the full amount. I was like, just transfer me, ma'am. Because at that point, I'm aggravated. Like, aggravated for me is very, like, rare because like I really don't get upset at people. I don't raise my voice. If I wanted to, maybe I could be mean, but I choose not to. And I feel like that's my biggest power, to be honest with you, the fact that I can say so many things and I don't say it. Okay, because compassion, wisdom, love, whatever, these fucking bullshit things, I'm just kidding, it's good. But I just don't want to be mean to people, okay? So she transferred me to the manager. I'm sorry, this is like a little lengthy, but it gets a little bit more lengthy. Mind you, at this point, it's hot. My ovaries are falling out. I'm on my period. Like, there's just so many issues. I am going through my whole depression. I don't even know what's going on. I'm going through a certain pain inside of me. There is just a mixture of so many concoctions going on inside of me, okay? So I'm waiting for this manager. She transferred me. And the lady's like, I'm so sorry, ma'am. We could only take full payment. I was like, ma'am, I'm willing to pay $75. The $75 that I was saving is for the next 2 weeks until I get paid again. So the $75 was for me to use it for like laundry and groceries. Okay. So I don't have anything. I literally don't have any food inside my fridge or my, pantry, because I eat out a lot. I shouldn't be, but I do. So my whole goal was to start buying food, like grocery, and this was like my time because like I can't keep eating out, right? So I told her, ma'am, like I'm literally willing to go hungry. Like I'm willing to pay you the $75 for you to activate it for at least 1 hour. Activate it for, well, at least 1 hour so I can resolve whatever issue is going on. You know what I'm saying? At least 1 hour. And this woman was so robotic. Do you understand the word robotic? Like AI. I don't know how much more else, like any more synonym I can give you, relative words I can give you. This woman was so robotic. She's like, no, I'm not gonna take the $75. It's not gonna make a difference. And she said, this bill is so old that we need to take the most recent bill. The last bill she's talking about, the old bill she's talking about, is literally July 28. The way she made it sound, it sounds like it's such an ancient bill that it's like in a museum of ancient goods, like some weird shit like that. Okay, you think you would go to Egypt, go into the pyramids, and you would find my bill just taped up there because it's so old. It's the way she even said it. It's so old. Like, women, it's July 28th. Literally, that's like 15, like 2 weeks. Okay. I was getting so frustrated. Okay, I'm literally telling this woman, be a fucking human. I wasn't cussing, to be honest. I don't like cussing, even though I get upset, because I know this day will come. Like the moment I'm sitting right here is gonna come eventually. So there's no reason for me to, I'm just trying to get help. Okay. And this woman is a supervisor. And one thing it really didn't make any sense to me is when she said the system, she kept saying this. They all kept saying this. She kept saying, oh, the system would allow us to take partial payment. The system would allow us. And I'm asking her, okay, the rest of the agents, I can understand. They don't know how to access the system. You are a fucking manager. Like, you are a manager. Did you not pay attention through like your training? Were you not like comprehending while the training was going on? Like, I'm just asking her. This woman is trembling. I hope I said that right. But her words are just like, they're falling apart. She doesn't even know what she's saying. She doesn't even know how to explain herself. Literally, she doesn't even know how to. I don't even think she thought about that. She's like, the system is an AI. So a robot is controlling your system that you don't even know how to function, that you don't even know how to work. A robot is going against your own customers. I said, I am willing to go hungry for another 2 weeks. I will not eat. I had $80. I was willing to pay the $75. $5 ramen noodle for 5 days. I can stretch it out, okay? And I have some oatmeal. So I was like, I can do this. I could do this. I could go through it. I've been through so much worse. So I was like, I'm willing to do this. And it's the fact that a robot is literally controlling their system. She's like, we don't know who controls it. And I told her, then who does? Who created the system? She's like, we don't know. I'm like, women, who made it? The fact that somebody is sucking your money and you don't even know how it functions, it's mind-blowing. 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 It was the absolute worst experience. So I told her, you know what? I will not be paying the $75. I will not be. So I told her I will pay the remaining next week. And this woman said, I still can't take it. And I told her, ma'am, I know you're not trying to let your team down, because sometimes like the team could say something and the manager could say something and it could feel like they went behind their back. So I'm like, I know you're not trying to feel like you're letting your team down. So just please, this one time, allowed to work. Literally, this is like a human issue. Like, my light is out. I live in Texas. It's 700,000 degrees. It's a fucking Sahara desert in here. In this country, not this country, this state. I'm literally sweating and the AC is back on. Okay, the light is back on, by the way. So I'm begging her to be a human. Okay, I am literally begging this woman, this AI woman. She's not even a fucking human. I'm so sorry, but like this woman is so robotic. She has become an AI. And now, looking back, it makes sense why they don't even know how to control the system, because literally, like I said, when I watch TV, the what is it, the commercial for the internet pauses at some point. Okay, the internet pauses, like it freezes, especially when they're trying to promote how the internet is high speed and the best. Okay, it's so humiliating. And I get how, like, to be honest with you, since I noticed this like in December throughout like probably April, I haven't watched that many TV shows after then, but I've noticed it freezing. Every time I watch something, it freezes on there, like on the commercial. It's so humiliating. And I understand that it's an AI. It's literally a robot controlling their company and letting them down. I'm sorry. Letting them down. And it's like, it's working against them and that they can't even see it. Okay. And I would never even fucking suggest this phone company for anybody, any fucking body. This was the worst experience ever. And I literally never, ever, ever have any issue with any customer service. For what reasons? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like that literally like pissed me off. And I wasn't even pissed off at her. Like this woman was just like, she didn't even know what to say at the end. I literally told her, you know what? I hope when you're in this situation and you're in my position and the person that I'm speaking to is actually helpful towards your situation rather than be so robotic like you are. And I literally wished her the best, even though it was paining me. It was paining me inside. So I was like, I really do wish you the best. I really do hope you get help, because don't think for a minute you won't be in this situation, because you will be. Honest to God, you would never even think about it. I did not, like last week, like the day before on Friday night, I didn't go to sleep thinking, oh, my light is going to go off tomorrow and I'm going to have a complete like altercation with my phone company. You know what I'm saying? You don't plan these things. Sometimes, honestly, maybe I'm just like really lucky. These things rarely happen to me, but when they do, it's like for a brief moment. But all in all, there is good in this. I'm glad whatever happened. So I lost hope in all humanity because of this fucking AI woman, okay? I'm sorry I keep calling her AI, but because she's literally an AI. And she was getting frustrated, okay? Mind you, I was getting frustrated, but I was trying to ask her a question, how the system works. If she doesn't even know how the system works, she didn't even know how to answer this. She was getting frustrated. I became the customer service. She became the customer. Okay, so I was like, what? The audacity that she absolutely had. Like, what? How dare you? How dare you? And so, she didn't help me, obviously. And I told her, you know what? I won't be paying the $75. I won't be paying the $150, the remaining balance. So I told her, send it to collection, because literally, if you want me in your company, if you want me as a customer, instead of just sucking my money, instead of saying, oh, give me your money, give me the entire money, which I would be scamming you to begin with, because I told you $14 in the beginning. My bill, I have a phone, okay? So the phone plus the bill should be $14 and the phone is $20. So the total should even be, with tax and everything, $40. My total bill for 2 months should be $80, maybe $90. What is $153? What am I building? Like, what am I doing? You know what I'm saying? And the fact that like I was literally scammed into this shit, thinking that that's all I would be paying. Mind blowing. I don't even know if that's the word, but yeah, that was the Saturday issue. So after that whole argument, I literally had to call 911. At that point, because there was no way for me to reach anybody else. This woman was just a rock, like a piece of rock. Like, ma'am, you don't even get paid enough for you to be acting like this. You know what I'm saying? It's like the way she was acting, it's like she was working so hard to make customers how do you say it, like retrieve, like she was making me, like she was working so hard for me to not be a customer anymore instead of actually assisting. Literally, I'm asking for, do you want the money? Do you want the $75, which is half of it? I'm not even offering you $5 fucking. I'm offering half of it. So I told her, let me pay this. She said no. So I told her, like I said, I told her I'm not going to be paying the entire thing. Okay, literally, she was not even helpful. Instead of being a money sucker, if she was actually a human being and actually assisted, I would have stayed. Even I would have paid the entire $150 and proceeded to trying to find a better deal. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that this woman went out of her way to not even explain how her own system, I was just frustrated. So all in all, I was trying to get at something. So I told her, you can send it to collection. I'm going to dispute that because I literally sat here and told you I will pay for it. And you said I won't even accept half of it. So I was like, whatever, send it. I literally told her, send it. And I told her, you have a wonderful life. Literally, I hope you have a wonderful life. And I hope somebody helps you when you're in this situation. I never want to wish anybody ill. I never want to wish anybody bad when they're actually in a bad situation and they actually need help. And I hope that there is an actual human. Like when I say human, there are humans who are literally robotic. Like a human who can actually be a human and assist. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just so ridiculous. Like, but then again, it's partially my problem too. Like, you know what I'm saying? I should have paid the ancient bill, which was like on July 28th. But then again, it's like, this is so ridiculous. Like, if you can't even accept half payment, like you're literally telling me, like, give me your whole money. I don't even care about you. I don't even care what you're going through. I just need your money. Give me your money, and that's the only way I can give you. The only exchange. This isn't a customer support. It's, I'm going to be making only money out of you. You know what I'm saying? If she actually worked with me, I would have literally just stayed much longer even. You know what I'm saying? The customer service, I've never been such a big customer service person, to be honest with you. I really don't care. I don't get into altercation. I don't even get into too many conversations with them. But I don't even get into too many conversations for me to have any kind of issue. But this specific woman, she just worked so hard, and she just, like, if she had provided, like, she had helped me, I would remember that. This is my lowest moment. I would remember her helping me, and I'll be like, wow, these people are actually helpful, and I can actually make the payment. I can actually stay longer. Now look at you, she thought she did something. Look at her now. She lost a customer from like one person. I'm exaggerating, but you know what I'm saying? Like, if she had provided like help, honest to God, I would have probably just stayed, paid the $75 every month. I hope I would have gotten a better deal, to be honest with you. Talk to them about what the fuck is that shit. I tried to even ask her. She's like, I told her to even try to decrease the payment so I can make it, so I can go down to $75 so I can pay it and resolve it and call the fucking light company. And she was like, nah, I'm sorry, we can't even do that. Like, what can you do? Just take people's money? And so all in all, what happened was, I was trying to get at something. So yeah, like I said, if she had provided, I would have remembered this woman that represents this company was there for me. So I would be there for them. Like, I would remember this moment. You know what I'm saying? But when you actually, this is such a huge impact on somebody. It leaves such a huge impact on somebody when you can't even assist them. I look at them as a robot at this point and a money juicer, because they really don't care about you. You know what I'm saying? But to be honest with you, I should have probably stuck with T-Mobile, because shout out T-Mobile, even though the service be a little 3P, they're still helpful. These people are so helpful. Like, I should have never even left. I left them for these garbage people who don't even have any fucking heart. They're built like a fucking robot. Anyways. Yeah, now she lost $150 additional to what I could have been paying for another like 2 years. the company could have made so much more. But imagine if she worked this hard to make company, like if she worked this hard to not work with me, imagine how many people would leave. And I told her that even. And the funny thing is, like, and there's the internet issue where like the thing freezes in the middle of their own fucking commercial showing how the internet is speed. I keep repeating these things, but it's just so like, it's very interesting, you know, like it's very interesting. I sound like a country Texan. But anyways, yeah, I'm not paying it. She can send it to collections and I'm gonna dispute that shit and they're gonna erase it from my account. And the funny thing is, okay, so I just want to mention this is the last part. I feel like I ranted for so long on this. So apparently my bill had stopped on like January 2nd or something, and I'm sorry, July 2nd or something, and after that it was just running. So the $75 that she wasn't even explaining and she was shutting her mouth was just a running money. I couldn't even make calls outside. Like I've been using my phone, my what is it, Wi-Fi. I've been using Wi-Fi majority of the time, and the people I contact are iPhone people, and I have a different phone where I can make calls through an app, okay, for the one I use for like my business, my hair business. So yeah, anyways, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so the money that was just running, she said it's for the $75. The one she was talking about, an ancient bill, it was literally just like for nothing. She said you were receiving outbound calls. I was like, what outbound calls are you even talking about? I didn't even realize the phone was cut. And the fact that she do me a favor, imagine erasing $75 for one time and then gaining a whole lot much more. But this, I'm sorry, I don't even like saying the B word, but this dumb piece of caca face, she's a caca face, honestly. I'm sorry. Shout out to her and her family though, I love her. It was frustrating, but I'm not even mad. She is a caca face, like literally, like it just like the most caca faces I've ever seen. But no, shout out to her and her family. So then afterward, that was the conclusion of all that. I gave up because I was like, these people are literally not even gonna help me. They don't even know how to function their own system. So they need to focus on that. They need to shut the company down and focus. I'm sorry I keep ranting on this, but like I was so frustrated and like just so bothered inside. But anyways. Then I kept calling. So the light is out, okay? And I gave up that night. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go to sleep. I went to sleep around like 8 because the light was out. And for some reason I had like this, during my period, I faced this, I call it fake fear. I mentioned it in like one of the period episodes that I did where like I experience this fake fear. It's not even real. Like I don't experience it when I'm not on my period. It's only like when the beginning of my period time where I experience this fake fear where I'm just fearful of everything all of a sudden. I don't even fear anything. I don't even have fears. That's the crazy thing. So anyways, I went to sleep that night. It was like 8. That's not even my sleep time, but I was like, there's nothing better for me to do, so let me just go to sleep. And I go to sleep and I had the most bizarre dream, okay? I'm already fearful of this fucking fake fear shit that I need to resolve, to be honest with you, and break the fucking cycle. But so in my dream, I'm looking at my house, okay? It's so weird because I also saw my brother, who's now like 18 years old. He was 4 years old for some weird reason. And items were moving around the house. Like it's so bizarre. Like I have a little couch thing, and it's like a little like cushion thing that was like sliding down. It was like going up and down. Like the items were moving, and I'm like, why did this even have to be here? You know what I'm saying? Like it made it so much more scarier at that time, because mind you, the light is already out. I don't even want, and then the moment I woke up, listen, I was so terrified. I didn't even know how to go back to sleep, because I didn't even know how to get back to sleep. I went back to sleep eventually, but like I was just so scared. I was like, what the fuck is going on? That's the ice maker, by the way. I just need to take a deep breath for a minute. Okay. Anyways, that was the most terrifying thing ever. Terrifying thing ever. I sound like a Canadian. Yeah, so I'm trying to like recollect my thoughts. So items were moving, and the craziest part is my brother was all of a sudden like 4 years old, and we started holding each other's hand and we started praying, because there was a point, I'm not gonna lie to you, like when I say I've been depressed, like I've been severely depressed and just anxious and just so stressed the fuck out, like my brain, and mind you, like I'm also on my period, my ovaries were falling apart. Okay, like do you understand that? Like I don't even feel cramps, but I was having cramps this time around. And when I tell you I don't have cramps, I literally don't ever even have cramps. The last time I've had cramps was probably like in 2016. Okay, it's so rare. And the last time before that was like 2012. 3-4 times maybe in the past whatever period years I've had. So items were moving and I was just so stressed out. Like I didn't even know I've just been in such a muddy situation. I've put myself in a muddy situation in reality, not in the dream. That I just didn't even know how to resolve it, because it was just it gotten so like messy, like it's just so muddy, like I don't even know how to explain it to you. It's so bundled up together to even try to sort out which is what is what. So I'm not gonna lie to you, like I was a little like, I hope I die. Like I was literally like, I hope I die, because I've always, well, like I occasionally have money issues, okay? And I'll tell you about the enlightenment that I had yesterday night because of this whole situation, and it happened for a good reason, okay? And I've always had, I don't want to say always, but like I often have like money issues, but it, like I said, these moments, they last very like short amount of time. They're not even that long, but the thing with me is I have a belief system that I created, okay? Where if I spend and if I don't live like, I don't want to say like a poor person, but I say it because, you know, if you're stingy and whatnot, the money it will just be very small, you know? And there was a point in time where that like affirmation or that belief system that I had over money actually worked, you know, where I was spending and I was, receiving a whole lot much more, you know, especially if I'm patient and I am less stressed, it comes to me somehow, like it just always does. And it has worked for a while, and somehow this time around it was just not working out. But also like, listen, when I have money, maybe I don't even know how to save sometimes to be honest with you, because I spend it like there is no tomorrow. I'm just like, just make it rain. Like I want to give myself the best life. And I use my childhood as an excuse, where I was never even a child to my parents, and I feel the need to cater and pamper myself, and sometimes just going lengths of just like cashing out all the money in your bank account for me to be happy. And I will do anything for me to make myself happy. And this has caused me a whole lot of issues, you know. It has put me in a very uncomfortable situation. It's temporary, but in those moments when I have spent all my money and with no regrets at all, I then fall into this depression, okay? I fall into this depression where something I've realized, okay, I will get back to the dream that I've had, because it was like it was just this shit that I was going through. But the dream basically was like, so I have like a little bucket thing, or like a little cup holder thing, where I have like knives and whatnot, sharp stuff like to open. And somehow, like in the dream, that came so close to me, and I was just so scared. I was like, what is this indicating? Like, what if this thing just like pulls out? Like, it was just such a weird, it was such a weird dream. Okay, I thought it was like gonna flip out, stick in my neck and kill me and take me out of my misery. But maybe it's also because this is something that I've been carrying consciously, because you know, when I'm stressed out, I literally just want to die. Like, I just want to be out of this world because I don't even know how to resolve it. And one thing I realized, mind you, I've never understood. Like I mentioned so many fucking gazillion times, I don't have any issues. The only issue I have is my money spending, not knowing how to manage my money, and the way I just be, baby, we're leaving our base life. And as you should, but also like stretching the money could be so much more effective, you know. And that is the issue I've constantly came across, because sometimes I feel like if I have so much money on me that I feel like it's gonna, like, I don't know, the government will take it. I used to joke around with one of my friends that, like, when I used to have $70 and, you know, like, I'm in the search of another job, I would, what's with the $70? I'm on the search for another job. Like, I would tell him, I need to use this money ASAP because the government is going to take it. Like, it's just such a weird belief system, fear factor that went into this money spending thing, you know. For me, it's always better to just let it out of my hands, you know. Just it's so strange to see money saved up. Like, if I see it, we have to spend it. We have to do something with it. And the funny part is, like, I'm literally such a long-term person. Like, I'm not a short-term person where, you know, but this is something I've always just said, you know, I'm going to spend my money, I'm going to live it. And if I run out, I run out. But there has been such a reoccurring theme and reoccurring issues since, mainly, like, what I remember is, like, since 2016. Yeah, since 2016. Okay. Something I realized is, which I didn't even, to be honest with you, sometimes, like, you think you understand something and you feel frustrated and you don't even know how to resolve it, what it is. And I've cried so much the past weekend that I've just been trying to wonder, like, what is this frustration? Because I feel pain. And the reason I cry is because, you know, my parents should have worn a condom. They shouldn't have had me. It's because of them that I'm here. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, like, I don't think about these people when I'm happy, when I'm spending my money. I literally, like, 95% of the time, when I have money, when I'm just not with money, when I'm happy, when my life is good, I don't even think about my parents, to be honest with you. Like, I'm sorry, but, like, they're just not non-existence, because I'm non-existence to them. I keep saying that word so wrong, non-existence to them, that they're not there. Like, I literally don't even think about them. Like, I'm just like, this is weird. And the only time that I do is when I have money issues. And I took some, like I said, this situation where the light was out, it was such a good enlightenment, because yesterday I was thinking about this whole thing, and thank God the light was out, because everything was literally working for me and not against me. And the whole situation was just such a perfect moment for me to come to some kind of realization, for me to understand something that, you know, I was like, why is this happening? The first day, on Saturday, I was like, why is this even fucking happening? God literally hates me. And one thing I've noticed is when I spend my money, I don't think about my parents. And when I am, like, going through I'm so sorry. And when I'm going through some financial issues, those are the people I blame. These are the people who brought me into this world. They never gave me guidance. I go into this loophole of they never taught me this thing. They never taught me how to they never been a parent to me, like a proper parent to me, you know. And I go into this hole of just like a rat hole, and it goes so much deeper. You know what I'm saying? I create so much more stories in my head for me to feel more sad and cry about it. And the reality of the situation is, yesterday I was like, they were never there telling me to spend all that money. You know what I'm saying? So it's my problem. So I have to look, I'm the problem. I'm the one to be blamed. You know what I'm saying? They're not the one to be to be blamed. You know what I'm saying? These people I don't even know how to explain it to you. Like, I literally had to take care of their children, my dad's children, when he had them. I had to take care of his children, and I had to take care of, I'm not crying, by the way, because that whole shit I was crying about last week, it was my period, and also like the shit that I was making up in my head. Anyways, I had to literally, while I was still young, I had to take care of my father's children, which was two of them, and then my mother's child. When I moved here, I basically became a babysitter for this child while they were always at work. Okay, and mind you, like, if I wasn't alive, who was supposed to be taking care of these kids? You know what I'm saying? And something I realized is that they don't even know how to take care of their own children, let alone take care of me. You know what I'm saying? I was left responsible to take care of these children as well, while I was also a child. Well, I didn't even have a childhood. And it made me realize, like, they were never meant to be parents. And I don't think they realized that. Like, shout out to them and their family. If they believe they do. But I basically had to be an adult my whole life. And it's just that, like, all in all, like, they're not to be blamed for this situation specifically, because, to be honest with you, this is the only issue that I have in my life, and I have to be so honest with myself, brutally honest, because it's me who created that. You know what I'm saying? They weren't there with a gun on my head telling me stop spending your money. You know, they don't even know how. Please, honey. I don't even expect any better. But the thing is, on top of all that, I had to paint a picture for myself. I have a trash. So I was like, wait a minute. Like, I ran away from home when I was 18. Okay. My mom is married to a different person. My dad is married to he's married a ton of times. That man. So I had to paint a picture to myself. Okay. I'm 27 now, almost 10 years since I left home. And it was like, the fact that my entire life, like, to be honest with you, 95% of my life is great. It's great. Like I mentioned so many times, like, my life is very simple. I don't go out of my way to complicate things. The only time I complicate things is when I'm going through this depression. And for the longest time, I didn't know what the issue was. And I always repeat the same story. You know, when I go through money problem, or I'm trying to find a job, or I'm in an unfortunate situation, I'm always like, my parents should have worn a condom. That the fact that, like, now the story has gotten so old that I don't even want to hear it to myself. You know, it's like I keep blaming them, and I don't even try to blame myself, take responsibility for me to change it, because I'm the one who created it. I have the power to change it, because every time I look at them, that they're the cause of this situation, because they're really not, well, they are for the birth, but for what I have done, honest to God, I've done so good from my life, to be honest with you, compared to where I would have been if I still was just entangled with them. It would have been a mess. So I painted a picture for myself where, you know, there's a trash there. It's literally like taking myself out of a trash and looking myself. So let's say this is the trash. I took myself out of the trash. This is me. This is the trash. I'm looking at the trash and crying, sobbing, just literally tearing up. Because why? Like, do I even want to be back in the trash? I left it so long ago. Like, why am I still affected by the garbage? You know what I'm saying? It is, I don't want to call them garbage, but the situation was so garbage for my mental health that I don't need it. You know, these people, I mean, my dad wasn't that abusive, but my mom was. And what is the reason even for me to cry? You know, I understand that there's pain, whatnot, but it's just so interesting. Like, they have no they haven't I have listen, I maybe have been with my dad. I don't even know these people too well for me to even blame them that hard. You know, they made I'm paying their, I feel like I just go into this depth of darkness when I'm going through a money issue. And I, you know, and to be honest with you, like, I'm like, this isn't, this time around I was like, this isn't even about money. This is so much more deeper than money. Like, this is so much more deeper because I felt so much pain. And to be honest with you, if I had taken responsibility, if I had said, no, I'm the one who caused this, it would have been so much easier. And another thing, I literally, like, just stay with me here, because there's such a, like I said, such an enlightening moment of my life for me to move forward and fix the situation. Because the fact that there was no distraction, the fact that the light was out, I was fully focused, fully aware, fully just aware, you know what I'm saying, aware, and had enough time to give this whole entire thing a thought. And to be honest, just take time away from your phone and just sit with yourself, because the things that will pop up and the, you know, it's so amazing. And I feel like I told myself I never want to wait until a situation like this occurs. I want to do it so much more often, and be more connected that way. You know what I'm saying? I think sometimes we look for other people to give us a solution for our problem that we created, instead of saying I'm the problem, you know. When we have full power, like, we underestimate ourselves. Like, it's so crazy, bro. And another thing is, once, you know, like, my period was at least like a day over, I'm sorry about that if it was loud. And I did it again. I'm so sorry. Okay, so I was gonna mention something. Oh yeah. So you know, like I said, this was so harsh, such a hard reality for me to really reflect on, to be honest with you. And it is that, you know, sometimes, like, you would have one issue, and instead of finding a solution for that only issue, we add more problem, that the issue is so barricaded inside, the initial problem is so barricaded inside, because we have just built a whole entire house over it. I don't know about you, but, like, for me, that's what I've been doing. I didn't even realize this. The craziest thing is, like, I'm literally getting to know myself as a whole new human being at this point. And for me, I just want to speak for me. I have just been, so when I have, let's say, when I have money problem, I only have money problem. So the money problem is, the solution is come up with a way of creating income, right? Like, small, multiple source of income for me to live a comfortable life. And that is the solution. Problem, solution, right? But for the longest time, what I've been doing is, I would have money problem, right? And then I'm adding my parents on top of it, because I'm blaming them for why I'm in this situation, and I'm adding more problem. So now I have to resolve that issue, and the money issue is still under here where it needs to be resolved. And now I'm adding more issues, where at some point, that is how I get so depressed, because I've added multiple issues, and literally everything could start to piss you off at that point, because you're just adding more problem on top of one problem. Literally, if you just separate everything, you just look at the actual issue and say, this is what needs resolving. This is what needs resolving. There is no need for me to even make this so much worse for myself by thinking and creating more stories that I've experienced in the past somehow, and move forward. You know what I'm saying? It's so much easier. So yesterday I was like, you know, this is the only problem that I have, and this is the only issue that I need to resolve, because, you know, the whole parental issue that I had to think about it's long gone. You know, if it's long gone, I don't even care about it 95% of the time, because when I'm happy, like I said, I don't care about it. And the only problem in my life as a 27-year-old who doesn't have children, thank fucking God, I don't even fucking like sex for me to even have sex and have kids, to be honest with you. So thank God for that. I don't ever want to see a man. Like, my life is literally revolved. And the funny thing is, there's so many people out there who literally tell me, hey, you gotta have a man, you gotta have children. Are you dumb? Are you mentally dumb? Are you mentally stupid? Literally, I don't understand these people. Like, I don't even understand how they function as a human being. I'm sorry. Shout out to you and your family. You did not deserve that. That was a little harsh. But it's just that, unless, to be honest with you, I can never depend on a man. Okay, I can never do it. I can never do it. But knowing that I have a financial issue, and I'm still 27, I still have time to work through it. You know, for some people are capable of like resolving this issue immediately. For me, unfortunately, it's the 27. I had to be 27-year-old for it to be visually, like, I had to see it. Like, my eyes were just open last night. Like, seriously, like, it's so crazy. And you know, if I had light, I don't know like how I would have not even came to that like conclusion or even tried to resolve that. And the funny thing is, honest to God, everything that you think is bad is literally working for you and not against you. And the moment I start saying that, and I was like, I need to break this cycle. So I am so tired of repeating the same story that, like, next time this occurs, I don't want to hear about my parents. So they didn't wear a condom, blah, blah, blah. I don't even want to bring them into the situation because I'm the problem. How do I resolve it? If I could just resolve that one problem, it's so much easier to just go back to normal. I guess normal would be like, you know, to the 95% of your life. Because honest to God, these moments they're so brief. They feel like they're ages. And years later, you can talk about what lasted like a couple days. You know, years later, you can talk about it in less than 50 minutes and you're done. You know, you just look back and you laugh at it. And majority of the time, like I said, I am not with money apparently, but like I'm such a long-term person. Like I am a very dedicated long-term person, and unfortunately I need to apply this great quality towards money. You know, I have patience. I have a patient of a god, except this time around. But then again, it was like, this is happening for me and I just need to be patient, because how long would it be? Like, I'm gonna get a light, everything will be fine, you know what I'm saying? So it's not that big of a deal. What is that thing Kourtney Kardashian says? I'm fine, I just want to cry myself to sleep every night. But yeah, and the craziest thing is, like, let's say, and the funny thing with depression and stress is that there are so many unresolved stresses that we carry that, you know, you have those unresolved stresses that you've been carrying around. And then let's say one occurred today. You're going to be in that mindset of, though you're carrying all that baggage of like issues or like stresses that you've been carrying for years. You just haven't paid attention to it. The fact that something related to that stress had shown up, it's bringing up the entire stress you've had that you have never resolved. And you add it on top of that and it becomes mixed in there. And it almost makes you like, for me, I mean, I'm hopeful, to be honest with you. Deep down, I believe I'm so positive. I'm so like, I have hope, you know, but in that moment, it just feels so hopeless. Like you feel like it's unresolvable. Like if, you know, but if with a little patience, everything is resolvable. And the thing is, when you attach other stresses with the stress that you have today, or like something, a stress that has risen or came up today, it's that like it becomes so entangled that you're trying to fix all of it too, because it's like, I don't, maybe this is just me, but I'm trying to fix it all and I can't. And I feel like I've lost at life, you know. And the funny thing is, it takes one at a time. And just because those old stresses has risen up doesn't mean that I need to pay, well, like, I need to pay attention to them, but also, like, the issue right now that I need to look at is, like, what is the issue right now, and how can I, like, fix this moving forward. And the thing is, take it one at a time. Like, literally take it one at a time. I like to carry these issues of, you know, resolving it in one day, and that's not how it happens, obviously, because it doesn't also accumulate in one day. You know. But to be honest with you, like, majority my life is just money, my parents, that's it. Like, the only issue I could possibly think about, and this fake fear that I talk about, which that's another thing that's been, like, lingering around the back of my brain that I need to work on. But all in all, I was gonna mention something. I literally just, like, froze. I have my neighbors, my stalker neighbor. Yeah, but all in all, like, just take things one at a time. And honestly, if you just take a moment, if you can get yourself to be patient, and resolve one of the issue, it's so much easier to move forward and resolve the remaining issues calmly. Because sometimes, like, we can resolve our current issues. I know this is, like, so entangled, but, like, sometimes we can resolve our current issues, and we completely forget about the other issues that we've had, you know. You don't have to forget about it. You can still resolve it after you resolve one at a time. But we just go back to, like, the normal life, you know, which I mentioned earlier, which I need to. It just takes so much time. Like, it's, like, the same as physical, like, somebody mentioned this the other day, but it's literally like a physical recovery, like mental recovery, emotional recovery is literally the same. And I think sometimes we expect ourselves to just know things, resolve it, and it's not like that, unfortunately, you know. And yeah, I was gonna mention something. Yeah, so I was just saying, so, like, you know, let's say you have an issue today, and you start thinking about something else. For me, like I mentioned, I could have an issue today, and instead of me thinking about all this incomes that I can create, I'm adding more. So day one, I'm adding one, instead of, like, just resolving that and coming up with more plans the next day, another plan, proceeding, action, and just keep going on that route. I take the route of adding more problems. Well, I just want to say I was just doing that previously, and it's so crazy how I've never even understood or realized this, and I felt like I always needed to just feel this. And like I mentioned, I don't even like crying. I don't get the point of crying. And there was just no point of crying. I was just suffering my own brain. I was suffering my own memory. I was suffering my own story that I created. And it's so stupid. Like, I'm sorry, but it's like I'm the one to be blamed. And when I realized that, I was just like, damn, bro, like, it's all me. Nobody's at fault here. I know how they are, so they're not responsible for whatever this issue is, right? And yeah, so take it one at a time, resolve things one at a time. I don't even know what to tell you. Honestly, I hope everybody comes to this realization. If you're good at this area of your life, congratulations. There are some people out there who are just so amazing at it. And, you know, I was going to say something. There are some people who are really great at a certain area in their life and whatnot. And some of us are not. Which is cool, because I feel like that should be the human the human connection. I feel like you know, one person knows more about one thing, they can teach the other individual, and the other person knows more, where they can exchange information where they don't know, where they both don't know about, where they both could be educated, if that makes sense, in like in the most equal way. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That was my weekend. And then yesterday it was so hot. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna tire myself. I was like, I'm gonna tire myself. So I started cleaning the entire day. And the way I cleaned, listen, if I clean the underneath of the stove, you know what I'm talking about, like there's the stove, you take it out and you take the little bowl thing, you wash it, you know that's a deep clean. I like that, but you know that's a deep clean. So I went through, literally, when I say I was about to start washing the walls, like cleaning the walls, I went so deep. And yeah, it felt so good afterwards. And I think that's also why, listen, like I said so many times, I don't like sex. Literally, people think this guy said you're a weirdo, but I don't give a fuck. But the one thing that literally makes me orgasm and make me come is cleaning and organizing. Just maybe the afterwards, there's just a certain chemical reaction that just ignites inside of me, and it's like, oof. Like, a man has never made me feel that way ever in my life. The way I look, I am being 100% real, that I've never felt like that, just satisfied. It's so rewarding, unlike a man where they just leave you after they shoot out their sperm, you know. Simon, have you guys seen that? Well, I need to find that video. I'll plug it in, but it's this pastor. He's so bizarre. Okay, he's so fucking weird. He's like, he's a fucking pastor. He's like a Christian pastor, I think. He's talking about semen and Starbucks. Sir, you are detracting, or how do you say it? You are escaping the Bible and going elsewhere. So this man is like, semen is a different type of milk they use. So this man is saying how Starbucks uses semen. Oh, this man is so ridiculous. Like, what the fuck? He is so weird. Like, why are you even talking about that? Speak about the fucking I'm sorry, I'm not calling the actual Bible, but you know, they're separate words. Whatever. Don't get offended at me. But I'm just like, focus on your Bible, sir. But I'm gonna plug that video in somewhere. Anyways, yeah, so I cleaned the entire day, and yeah, nobody satisfies me like me satisfies me when I clean and organize, and this place is just spotless, baby. The way it's a different kind of milk. No, for real, it's literally like a different kind of milk that shoots inside of me. But anyways, yeah, and the crazy thing is, I was like, I'm gonna be tired. I literally cleaned for like 7 hours yesterday, okay? And I'm like, I was trying to until the sun comes down, because mind you, I'm dying out of heat. I'm like, I'm about to pass out of a heat stroke in here. And I didn't, obviously. And you know, I was like, I'm gonna be so tired. I didn't even eat. I wasn't even hungry. The crazy part is I didn't have anything in my fridge. And the thing is, when I say everything works for you and not against you, I was about to buy grocery. Everything, the ice, everything in my fridge was melting. Well, there's nothing. Literally, there's just like alcohol, and not alcohol, but like the little seltzer things. And in the freezer, there's just like an ice pack, a large ice pack. It has melted. Like, it's just so crazy, bro. I was just looking at the whole entire positive aspect of the whole situation. And that's so crazy. If you look for it, it's there. And if you look for it, it's there. I would have just wasted my money. And it would have just melted. But, and the funny thing is, I was like, I'm gonna do my grocery on Saturday, which was the day that the light left us. R.I.P. Yeah, but that's pretty much it. And then and then I started reading the Sadhguru book that I showed you guys a couple months ago. Or if you're listening to the audio, I don't know how many people even listen to the audio, but shout out to you and your family if you do. Much love to you. I started reading that book, and then the light kept coming down, because literally I was trying to distract myself. And it's when I sat down, like, all of these things came to me, like so many things that I need to change moving forward came to me. And if at this time it was such a significant moment, like this is such an impactful moment in my life, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to probably look back at this and be like, yeah, like that was where I broke the cycle, you know? Like, I have so many of these moments where I had like certain cycles that I didn't like, and I broke it. And this is one of the significant moments where I will never forget it. And the funny thing is, it had to happen so many times for me to realize, for me to understand it fully, and then make a drastic change for me to be in a much better situation and stretch the money rather than just, you know? Yeah. And the whole night I couldn't even sleep because I was so terrified of the fucking nightmare that I had the day before. And yesterday I woke up around like 11, and right now it's like 3, I think, and I haven't slept the whole night. Well, I slept for like an hour, and then I started calling 911. My phone is like on 15% or some shit like that, or it was like on 20% since Saturday. And because I charged it on my laptop, I saved it. Thank God for iPhone chargers, or like iPhones, because you know, 7%, well, 20% means everything, baby. 20% means 700 hours. Okay, you're good for a while. The fact that it even lasted a whole day, I'm so magnificent. Yeah, I'm so shocked. I'm so surprised. And so this morning I started calling all these places, and then they're just like, I'm so sorry, ma'am. And the funny thing is, like, my light company, I didn't even mention that. So the light company apparently switched out my account without my knowledge almost a month ago, and then they had to cut off my light. And there's like, I don't even know how to explain it to you, this place called Anchor, or I think it's like a center point thing. I don't know if that only exists in Houston or whatever, but it's like the main controller of lights, I think, if that's what I understood. I didn't even know this. So I literally learned something new too. It's so crazy. So many great things happened while something bad happened. And baby, the way I was just finding the positive in that whole situation. Listen, I resolved an issue that has been ongoing. I didn't buy grocery. If I had bought a grocery, I would have just wasted my money. It would have just been melting. I learned about Anchor, that it's the light provider. I called 911 for them to transfer me over because the phone is off. Mind you, this whole time I'm dialing 911 700 times for them to transfer me to my light company, and they're just like, we can't, ma'am. And then I'm getting transferred constantly to Anchor, which is the light, you know. It was not even that bad, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm talking about it in less than an hour, which is so amazing. And I haven't slept in over like it's been maybe like 30 hours now. I slept like for an hour, and I was so scared to sleep last night, bro. Like, I was just like, what the fuck was that fucking dream? And the fact that it was dark, and the funny thing is, I usually sleep with the lights off. And I was just like, what the fuck is this? Like, I don't want to have that dream. And in my head, I'm like, what if? And it's this fucking weird ass, fucking shitty ass TikTok that I saw a couple days ago where this male, I don't even know if I can find it. I don't think I'll find it because I just scrolled away. This man apparently was in the gym and items started moving. And to be honest with you, I know like majority of the time, like in the past, like I've seen these videos where they're staged. You know what I'm saying? In my honest, like in my logical mind, to be honest with you, everything has a logical explanation. You know what I'm saying? I don't even believe in any of this paranormal nonsense bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So all of a sudden, like, I don't even know why I was just like consumed by this. It's just like my period probably that was, and the outside heat was heating my vagina where, you know, the ovaries are just cracking and my eggs were probably just cracking and hot. They were scared probably. I don't know. It was it was just so crazy, bro. But, you know, shout out to everybody who was literally, there was just one person who assisted today. The remaining of the people, and the craziest thing is, it wasn't even my own light company who allowed the light. It's the Anchor who allowed it because she was so helpful. She was so understanding. And out of everybody that I spoke to, which is like 100, and there was another man this morning, like, so I called the city of Dallas. These people are literally supposed to just transfer you to a place that you need to. I'm telling him, could you please transfer me over to this Anchor place? He's like, no, I can't. I've been calling that number after 911 to get transferred. And he's like, man, I can't. I'm like, this weird fucking weirdo. So first he did. And then I called back again. I guess this is the only man working because they're short on labor or some shit like that. And this man picks up again. And so many people were able to transfer me, okay? And this man is like, ma'am, I can't transfer you. And he's getting like such an attitude with me, okay? I'm like, sir, could you please, these people, bro, the fact that I literally have to tell them, could you be a human and be a little compassionate? Your day just started. Who pissed you off for you to even be that mean? You know what I'm saying? Be so, your day just started. You know what I'm saying? I'm calling at like 8 o'clock. 7, something like that. No, it was earlier than that. And yeah, it was just, he was just like, at the second time I called, this man was like, no, I'm not gonna transfer you. I'm like, are you being arrogant? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, do you want me to stroke your ego? Like, he was just so fucking weird, bro. And then I had to call again. He was there. He picked up again. I was just like, transfer me to a fucking supervisor, bro. Like, you are just ridiculous. And I don't know what the fuck he told the supervisor before I even said anything. Ma'am, the lady is getting frustrated at me. I'm like, is there any way that I can get transferred to Anchor? She's just like, she's getting an attitude, and I had to be the customer service person to these individuals. And I'm like, ma'am, I understand. Like, pipe it down, shorty. I didn't say all that, but I was just like, I understand. Could you just please transfer me? I'm literally so kind to these people. Even in my hardest times, I'm still kind. Unless, well, I will maybe just ask them to be a human. That's not mean. But anyways, that was that. And out of everybody today, one person was able to resolve my issue. Shout out to her and her family. And I hope you had a great weekend. It's been a very testing week, like weeks, to be honest with you. Like, the past 3 weeks have been so heavy, but then, like I said, a little depressive is good because there is light at the end of the tunnel. It's beaming. It's beaming. It's a different type of me. I'm just kidding. I need to plug that video in.
The semen is another kind of milk.
I'm literally looking outside my window because I don't even know why I'm getting that distracted. But anyways, Shout out to you and your family. I may see you tomorrow with another episode. Yeah, I may see you tomorrow. Shout out to you and your family. That's it. Bye.